Yeah, they were both different. Off the wall for one, running to his left on the other. Wenzel Perez with 2 outfield assists in the same inning. Underrated thing of beauty in sports. What is your favorite underrated thing of beauty in sports? All right, so the Twitter question we asked, Tuesday Piston GM Trajan Langdon implied he expects no big moves this offseason. Scott Harris of the Tigers may go big. The Lions have focused on their own guys. Tigers, Lions, Pistons. Who needs the big move the most? Who should stand pat with what they have for now? Gator, you said the Tigers need the big move the most, and the Pistons should stand pat with what they have for now. I think the most championship-ready team of the three of them is actually the Detroit Lions. I think they are the closest on paper to winning a championship. And I think because of that, I understand why they're standing pat. Adding to all of these teams right now with a big star makes sense, but they're also in a cap world. And given that their core is so young, their commitment to keeping the core together tells me they're going to be here for a long time, quite some time, by NFL standards, competing for championships. The team that needs it the most, I think, is the Tigers because I think the Pistons' young core staying together and giving them another season of seasoning is just fine. I felt like they were close to winning the East as it was, given how close they played the Knicks and given how much younger they were than all the other contenders. And I don't think they're one player away from winning the NBA. They might be one player away from winning the East. I don't think they're one player away from winning the NBA. And that when they are one player away, I want them to have the flexibility to add that. And by that, I mean their young core has grown up. And we'll find out of basically it's Duran, Asar Thompson, Jaden Ivey, and Ron Holland. Who isn't going to be a player? Somebody's going to be a star and somebody's not.
Right.
And then you can address the need more specifically then. So I put the Pistons in the category of they are in the middle. Tigers need it more.
I know a lot of people think that, in the NBA, the Western Conference is just so supreme. There's a number of teams there. It'll just dominate whoever comes out of the East. And yet the Pacers took Oklahoma City to the brink, took them to 7 games, and were actually winning in that game. And unfortunately, Halliburton gets hurt and has to leave. And they actually held on to a lead for a little bit after that. And that's an Indiana team that only won 50 games. Your point is valid. It's valid. The Pistons won 44. How far away are they really?
Yeah,
it's if the Pistons had a healthy Jaden Ivey last year at the end of the season, how much better are they? If they had a healthy Jaden Ivey and Isaiah Stewart, are they taking care of the Knicks? Probably. So I don't know if the Pistons are all that far away, and people that want to just pump up the West, pump your brakes on that, because Indiana took Oklahoma City right to the brink.
Here we go. Feedback coming into the Karsch and Anderson inbox. Josh says the Tigers, they need an arm or a bat. I'm not greedy. One or the other would help this team in October. John says the Tigers need the moves the most. Maybe not a big move, but they need a move or two to push them over the edge and account for potential injuries. The Lions are fine, in my opinion. The Pistons could also use some help. So we're asking which team needs it most, which team needs it least. The big move needs it least for now.
I think when people think big move, the first thing they come up with is big name. I think it's just big production out of whatever it is you do. It doesn't matter about the name. Yep. And with the Tigers, it's pitching. And adding one very good arm to the bullpen, I think can change a lot of things in that bullpen. Changes the dynamic, takes stress off of guys like Canely and Vest to be able to do it 2 out of 3 nights throughout the rest of the season. You add another arm to the mix that's on par with those guys or better. Okay, that takes a ton of pressure off it, and it also takes pressure not off those guys, but off of some of these other guys too. It gives Tyler Holton a chance to catch his breath and get back, or Brant Herter do what we've seen him do in the past.
Jesse writes in via Twitter, the Tigers, great chance to win it, but have holes. They need to go for it now because they probably have to deal Skubal in the offseason. Time is now. I don't agree with the premise of probably having to deal Skubal, but Jalen Brunson Flops on Twitter says the Tigers need a real number 2 pitcher the most. Pistons can stand pat. They are so young, not one core players in their prime. Nick says Tigers, they have the obvious holes, another starting pitcher and a bullpen arm. From EHC, the Tigers do and can make the big move without destroying their future. The Lions, please just sign Zadarius Smith already. Ooh, additional replies, including those that may contain offensive content. Should I click on show?
Yes.
Okay. Should I read it on the air?
Well, I think maybe do a little self-editing if necessary. A lot of times it's not necessary.
All right, here we go. The Twitter account is called Black AI.
Okay.
To me, it goes Pistons and Tigers. Tigers need someone else in that bullpen that complements Skubal. Why did that get flagged?
Scandalous.
Why did that get flagged?
I don't know.
These things get flagged all the time, and they don't make any sense. All right, regarding things in sports that are just an underrated thing of beauty, I love this one. On Twitch from Thug Aim, I like the called third strike where the hitter knows he has no chance and leaves the batter's box before the ball even hits the glove. Before the umpire can even ring him up.
I'll go. I'll just don't get too demonstrative. I'm out. I understand.
I'll be leaving.
It's also kind of savage when a guy thinks he's got ball 4, throws the bat, takes off the elbow pad, and the umpire calls it a strike. And they're like, what's that? Oh. And then they have to politely put the armor back on.
And go back. Oh, so it's not ball 4. It's not a 3-2 count. It's like 3-1, and they got to face another pitch. Dude who knows he's cooked is pretty hysterical when they just walk to the dugout. Things of beauty in sports. The long distance skip or bounce pass between two defenders on a fast break in basketball. It's from Greg and Allen Park. Underrated thing of beauty from football. Skilled player open field blocks, which is a Detroit staple now. The lowering of the shoulder to get those few extra yards. Underrated thing of beauty in sports when the catcher guns down the runner trying to steal second with a perfect throw. Dingler had one recently. That's from Chris. Yes, he did. My favorite assist in sports is the tree on the golf course. It's a love-hate relationship. Yes, the bounce off the tree back into the middle of the fairway or towards the green, or the bounce off the tree deeper into the woods.
Just a matter of inches.
Yep. Uncle Rich, he seemed to always get the good bounce.
The friendly bounce?
Yeah. We used to joke that he put friends in the woods that would just throw the ball back out. Special thing of beauty, a perfect pocket shot in bowling and the pin explodes.
I do love the sound of the strike in bowling from a ball that's rolled at a good speed.
Yeah.
The whole crashing sound, it's just so crisp and quick. I love it.
Yep. Special thing of beauty in sports, a perfect... Oh, I already read that one. Sorry. The running back picking up the opposite side blitz and saving a quarterback's ass just as he lets the football go on a throw. That's from Paul in Waterford. James in Washington, a successful lob over someone's head in tennis. Underrated thing of beauty. 248-539-9797. There's some good stuff here. We do appreciate all of it. It's Karsch and Anderson. We'll get to more of your phone calls and feedback coming up next hour here on 97.1 The Ticket.